It was just an empty space. There was a number of very big movies that did filming in there. You know, as I know Spider-Man was filmed partly there.
Wow.
Amazing Race has been filmed there.
Hi, and welcome to Kelly, where we talk about life, your life and my life, and through Kelly, we hope to inspire. I have Maryelle St. Clare on the show today, and Maryelle, you ended up on the show just because I'm so curious about you and the Atlanta page that you guys are running, and I love what you're doing. It's called the Atlanta Film Community Page, and so I wanted you to tell us about the page, and this is a great time to let just people in Atlanta know what's going on with your page and what the rules of the page are.
There's a group that's called the Atlanta Film Community Group. I started the page after the group in order to kind of be a funnel into the group because the group is a closed group, so not everyone in the world can see it, but everyone can see the page. But we have a group, it's about over 25,000 people now. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, Atlanta-centric film and TV resource group for crew and actors in the Atlanta area and to a wider extent the southeastern United States. We do often publicize events and work in Tennessee, Florida, the Carolinas, and Alabama. It's a resource page for actors and crew, and we really try to build a community and engage people and help them get work, publicize openings, publicize castings.
And you require people, as they post on the page, they have to engage with the audience, which is so smart. It's smart for the people who are trying to gain interest, and it's smart for your page.
Right, yeah. The group has changed somewhat since I took it over about 4 years ago from the original founder. It used to allow anyone to join. It took any kind of a post, and I really wanted it to be more focused and more relevant to the interests of people who work in the industry or who want to get in the industry. You don't have to be an expert, you don't have to already be in the union or a star to join. You can be a newbie who just is curious, that's fine.
Right.
But I wanted it to be a better resource for people.
Yeah, because you learn so much just by going through the post and reading when somebody posts something and all the information that's on there. You also get to get a better feel of who the players in the industry are. There's a lot of people that are helping to build the industry here in Atlanta and pull it together that actually will come on and correspond with people, and it's nice.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have some really good members who have been in this industry a long time and really devote their energy to posting and giving good information, and there's a lot of people who ask questions about agents and classes and how to get work and where to find work and how do they get in the union, and there's people who have done all this who come in and offer their advice, and it can take a lot of time, so I really appreciate the people who do participate and are willing to help other people out.
Right.
I mean, we would have no group without these people.
Right.
And I've tried to make the focus more on discussion and not just here's my reel, here's my internet movie database, here's my
that nobody
Twitter,
pays attention
vote
to.
for me, like my page, because every other group does that.
Right.
And I was like, I want people to engage with each other and talk to each other.
Yeah, and you've done so well at setting yourself apart from that. Let's talk about what you do in the industry and how you got there.
Well, I am a union member of IATSE 479. I work primarily in the set deck and art departments. I got there, funnily enough, I've only been working in this industry about 3 years. I moved here from Boston and worked in a normal corporate job, which was killing me slowly every day.
I love, earlier you called it the soulless. Yes, I love that.
I was just, I moved here, I desperately needed a job. I moved here at the worst time of the economy, and I was desperate for a job. It took me 2 years to find a full-time job after leaving a nearly six-figure job in Boston. I came here and took this job making what I made more than 20 years ago. The first day that I worked there, they had me filling out labels, and I went home and cried because I was used to running a business worth several $100 million.
It wasn't fulfilling you.
And I was like, I need a job.
Uh-huh.
It's like, what am I gonna do? I need money. I gotta live. So I worked there 3 years, but you know, it had many good points, but it was killing me inside.
Right.
And finally, I said, I have to quit this. There's this movie industry here. I can be creative, which is something my entire life, everybody thought when I was a child that I was either going to go into TV or be an artist or be a concert pianist. And somehow I took this left turn into this other thing that had nothing to do with what was inside me. But you know, a lot of times it was really good money.
Right.
You know, and I mean, it wasn't all bad. I worked with some great companies and I learned great things, which have helped me even now. You know, I use a lot of things that I learned in corporate America.
I always say when you have a calling on you, and that means you have a passion that just keeps calling you to it, that never dies.
Yeah. Yeah, and
you can be 80 years old and it'll still keep calling you, so you might as well just do it.
Right. So I ended up quitting that job, and I just said, I'm going to get in this film industry, and I just started doing research. I'm really good at research, and if people say, oh, you know, like, go find it on Google, or I will find it. I will find the info. And I just got into it and started off in the camera department and kind of migrated over to the art and set deck and felt that was really what I wanted to do.
Wow.
So tied in with that was my mom died in 2015 and left my sister and I a whole bunch of antiques, paintings, African art. She grew up in Africa, in Ethiopia, and she left it to us, and we didn't want to sell it. We didn't want to give it away. Neither my sister or I have children. Like, it's going to end up in a dumpster. What can we do with this stuff?
Right.
It's like, maybe we can rent it to the movie industry.
Wow.
So we started a little studio. We ended up moving to a much bigger studio, which has evolved into both our prop house and a space for many other artists to come in and rent space. We do filming. We've had music videos filmed there.
And what's the name of it?
That's Abrams Creative Space.
Okay.
It's in the West End of Atlanta. The West End is a lot of artists are centered in that area, and a lot of movie people, and almost all movie people are creative and artists in some way.
Even if they're,
yeah, you should come visit.
Yeah.
It's a really incredible space. People walk in and they're just like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. It's like, oh, well, you know, it doesn't look as beautiful to me, but other people think it is.
Right.
And it's just a lot of different creative people. We have painters, we have a taxidermy showroom, we have several clothing designers, a jewelry designer, a photographer, makeup artist. A lot of these people work in the film industry also. Besides having a artist space there, we have at least
so
three
if
people
you
who
have
work
an
in the
independent
industry.
film wants to do something in the space, they can rent the space.
They can rent the space for filming. It's really good for music videos, especially because the sound, you know, any sounds from anywhere else in the building obviously don't matter for a music video.
Right.
They dub the sound later. But we have had indie movies filmed there. There have been before we rented it, when it was just an empty space, there was a number of very big movies that did filming in there. You know, I know Spider-Man was filmed partly there.
Wow.
Amazing Race has been filmed there.
My brother did The Amazing Race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I worked on that
almost
for a few days. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that I worked on was like, oh, I'm not doing that challenge. It's like, good luck to them, but you couldn't pay me to do that. They were on the Ferris wheel, strapped to the Ferris wheel going around. So
oh my goodness.
All crazy.
Oh my goodness.
But,
well,
yeah.
if you have any advice that you could give to someone trying to get into the industry, and maybe it's just like you, maybe they're working a job and they just want something a little more creative, what advice would you give to them?
I would say, I will look at the camera for this too.
Yes,
like
you
Jordan
can look
did.
directly into the camera.
I would say that don't stick to a job that you hate just because you make money at it or good money at it. You can change industries if you want to. You just have to put the effort in. It took me 3 years to get to the point where I get people calling me now, and you know, I'm turning down jobs. And it wasn't all easy all the time, but you can do other things to make money. You can do it if you want to.
You can do it if you want to, and if you want to sacrifice to get there.
And if you want to put the effort in.
Yeah.
You know, and don't just sit back and wait for someone to hand you TV jobs, whether that's acting or crew.
Yeah.
You know, you need to get out there and make them for yourself. Find them, get with people. I heard some advice one time that was really good, and I don't know who originated this, but a lot of people in this industry will say, make it so that get it so that you know who the people are who have the jobs. And this other person said, actually, what you should do is make it so that the people who have the jobs know who you are.
Right.
Not just that you know who they are.
Yeah.
Make it so they know who you are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they want to call you.
Yes.
Not that you call them and ask for jobs. They're calling you to offer you jobs.
And if you keep putting your work out there and putting your work out there and putting your work out there, eventually somebody's going to pick it up.
Yeah.
It's good. It's quality.
Yeah.
So I got you. You said you liked lemon head, so I
Yes.
found these are lemon head candy canes.
Oh my God, really? Oh,
Yes.
beautiful.
So
look at that.
yeah, I was like, I will
crazy
never
about lemon
find these
heads.
again, nor will I find anybody else who wants. You know, so I was like, I'm buying this for her.
Oh,
so
that's beautiful. Thank you
there's
so
your,
much. Look at those. And they're
there's
so
your
pretty.
lemon
That's
head.
like citron
Yeah, you'll have to
yellow.
let me know
It's
if they
beautiful.
taste like, if I mean, they're made by lemon head and
Yeah.
everything.
No,
so
I'm sure they're delicious.
yeah, you'll have to let me
So,
know.
yeah.
Thank you so much
Oh,
for coming
thank
on the
you
show.
very
I
much for
appreciate it
having
so
me.
much. And
I'm really glad
thank you
to
for
be
being
here.
a vessel in the Atlanta industry, and keep doing what you're doing with your page. And I want to come out to the prop house and see
please
it.
come see it.
Yeah.
Like, let me know and we can arrange a time to
Okay.
make sure I'm there.
Okay,
You know,
awesome.
but,
And maybe
but
we'll come in with our cameras.
Yeah, you should definitely.
Yeah,
That'd be
that
great.
would
so
be
thank
cool.
you so much,
Thank
Kelly.
you
Really appreciate
so
it. Thank
much.
you.
Guys, thank you so much for being here on Kelly, and we hope that this episode inspired you and educated you.